Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late here. I had to get a couple kids off to school. That's just the way it goes. All right, let's see what we got going on this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm ready for Monday morning. Should be a somewhat exciting day, I think. We've got, trying to fix this chart here. We had last night when the markets opened, if anybody was watching that, we had a big gap down again on the Sunday night open, and some pretty explosive, a pretty explosive move to the downside. We could just take a look at real quick. This is an hourly chart. We'll just because I just want to point out a couple things, and then we'll do our normal looking at the daily, and then working our way down time frames. Gap down on the open. You see the close on Friday there, big gap down, and the market just shot down right on the open. That was just a couple minutes it took to move that, to make this big move all the way down to 13. I think it came down to like 13,650-ish level really quickly, and then it kind of just grinded down for the next few hours. But that's a pretty impressive move, 13,750 all the way down, 200 points basically in the overnight. On the open, we had the same thing happen last week. Again, all I like to do is look for patterns, what's happening. We had a big gap down, and then price just shot down a ton. That was last week as well. We can see it over here. So price closed there, opened here Sunday night, shot down, then we came back up. What are we doing today? Gap down, shot down, coming back up. We're filling that gap, all you gap fillers out there. So we filled that gap already. It's coming back up. Where's it coming back up to? Last week came up to the upper band up here. That's exactly where we're coming right here. I think this is a short up here. The fundamentals are too bearish, and this big gap down on Sunday night with price driving it lower, fundamentals driving price lower, I should say, with everything that's going on in Ukraine, that's escalating. The U.S. has now green-lighted NATO to send jets in. There's talk about a no-fly zone. Putin is not going to react well to that. I think he's going to not want to show weakness. He's going to respond with probably more aggression. So it doesn't seem like this is going anywhere. They're not talking about banning Russian oil. So oil also shot up last night. If anybody was watching the open, the week open there last night. Sorry. So oil also shot up. Futures shot down. Indices shot down. Found some support down there. But let's look at a daily. Let's do our normal run through this thing here. See what we got going on. So here's the daily chart. We're down here near kind of the bottom of the band. I've got a support area marked out here, which is a little bit of the support. I don't know how valid that is. However, it does correspond a little bit with that band. And in fact, I think I had put this red line on here because I wanted to be right at the bottom of the band. And I'm going to move that down to 13,430-ish level. Down there, that's going to be some support. I don't think it's going to be significant support. I don't think it's going to be a reversal area, but I think it would be a take profit area. You probably see price bounce off of that, so you may want to get out. Take a peek at the weekly. I mean, this candle from last week is it's super bearish. I mean, everything's pointing to the downside still. This thing's got some room to come down. So it's just trying to carve out some space to the downside for it. In order to probably make another move down. Draw a trend line here. This trend line I still have up. I'm tempted to take it off because I think there's other technical levels that are in play, and this one I don't think is that significant anymore. So I'm going to take it off. Trend lines do expire, so you just want to be mindful of those. Trying to draw this new down channel that we're looking at. Maybe something like that. Pin through it here, no follow through. Now we're rolling back down, and then we just take the two lowest points. We can draw a line like that, It's not like a real clear channel, but I'll leave it up there for now and just see what's going on with it. Just looking at Bloomberg. I got Bloomberg up today. Let's see. So there's our daily. Let's look at the 4-hour. If we can see any key levels on that. You know, we've got this downtrend coming in there. We've broken out of it. I don't know. I mean, the one thing that I'm really looking at is this upper band here on the 1 hour. I'm really looking to probably take a short here on the, you know, even pretty quickly. I mean, I think it's filled that gap, the weekend gap. We filled it. We've come up. We've hit the upside of the band there. Can mark that out at 13,850. So really, the real question is, you know, where would you possibly be able to get out of it? Looking for some bearish structure to form up here near this resistance level. You know, I mean, could it come all the way down to 13.5? I mean, yeah, I think it could today. Today or this week, you know, the one thing is going to be trying to make sure you get your entries right, and not get caught in a bull or bear trap, or bear trap, really. So, looking at Bloomberg, they're talking about CPI. Inflation is also still there. Inflation, interest rate hikes, Russia. All right, so how could we take a short on it? Well, we've got this is that red line we drew out, which is the upper band on the 1 hour. This is a 5-minute chart. We can just draw a simple uptrend line like that. You know, I think if we broke 13, you know, what we would be looking for is price possibly to come up a little bit, touch that upper band again, or try to make an attempt to move higher. Fail, we break the trend line, we break the 20 SMA in the 5-minute. And I think your first target would be down here at 13,700. Down here would be the bottom of the band. So this would be a pocket, I think, for me on the market open. You know, this would be like in the first 15 minutes or so, if that opened up itself. Then you might get another pocket here down to VWAP, and then there might be another pocket down here, down to this support area, which is like pre-market low area-ish. So I can just draw a box, and what I'll do is put it like at the beginning of the support levels and then all the way down to the bottom. So that's like a 15-point range. And this, you know, price may find some support down here, come up, fail, and then I'd probably be waiting for a real clear break of that level to then take us down. Take us down to these two levels. So some people may see these as support levels. I see these as target areas, levels that I'm looking to have break on the way down. I don't know. Other people might be seeing this differently than me. It is, you know, it's coming up a little bit, but I mean, I feel like the fundamentals are going to push it down. One thing that is, you know, not going well for my little bearish plan for today is we're above VWAP, positive on the day, and we're positive delta. So I need some of this stuff to start. VWAP won't happen in order for this first trade to go down, but I need delta to start making bearish structure. Right now we're in bullish structure on delta. Higher lows, higher highs. I need this to start moving down as we break some of these levels. If we break some of these levels, I mean, right now it's popping up. So the trade plan is only going to come through on price action. Now we're coming right up to the upper band there on the 1 hour. We've also got 200 SMA up here. So let's see if this thing wants to find some resistance up here, and then we start seeing bearish structure form. I'm not going to be buying it. Buying it is not in my trading plan. I mean, if you were looking, I mean, we're at the top of the band here on the 1 hour. That for me is a big target area. So I think it's going to find some resistance. Even if we start pushing out through that, I'm not looking to buy it. So if it starts moving up, and I don't see, you know, at some point it's going to need to pull back. And if I don't see delta coming along with that, then I'm not going to go short on it. I need delta to really start to become bearish as well. and then try to find our opportunities. I'm trading 2 contracts today, back to my 2 contract size. So we'll see if we can get some good trades going in on that. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Looking to take a short. I think it's right up at a great area to short it, to be honest. I mean, this upper band, when I was looking at it last night, I was tempted to just take a short and just hold it for like the whole week. Not in this account. This is an intraday account, but in my other account, just short a mini or micro contract and hold it all week. But I told myself not to short it down here, to wait for it to come up. And where do you want it to come up to? The other side of the band on the 1 hour. And then try to find your short. So this is looking good for the Bears. A good opportunity for me anyway. Now, that's not to say it's not going to pop through. I mean, if you look at higher time frames, it's got, it's through this. You can pull the 4 hour. It's through this little downtrend right here. We've broken out of that to the upside. You could think maybe it's got some room now up to, if you were bullish on it. Need this one. I'm gonna move this one down here. Possibly, and this is a big possibly, up to 14,000, possibly. But again, that's not in my trade plan for today. And then maybe possibly all the way up here. It's got some more resistance up here. This will be a key level. This will be a key level. I'm not quite sure what the fundamental news is that's going to be driving this up today. It's going to need some catalyst to start pushing it up. And I mean, it's just in, a bearish structure. Yeah, Tom, I'm just looking at the chat now, guys. Morning, everybody. Tom, I agree. I hate trading the overnight. I used to trade the overnight. I used to trade the Tokyo session, and I stopped doing it because I hated. Well, one, if you held it overnight, you're right, Tom. I used to wake up in the middle of the night and like check the price, check my phone, see what it was doing, stressing out about it, and that's just not good. That's just not healthy. That's not why. You shouldn't be doing that. Or I shouldn't be doing that. Or you would trade the Tokyo session at night, which opens at 6 p.m. Central Time right now, but they don't have daylight savings in Tokyo, so that'll change during daylight savings at 7 p.m. Central Time. I used to trade that, and if you took a loss, that's just horrible. It's just a bad feeling to have to. That's just a bad feeling to have to go to bed knowing that you're down $500 or $600 and you got to try to immediately make that back in the morning, or you open your morning session and Ninja Trader doesn't reset its account, realized profits until the end of the trading session, which is not actually until the following day. So you wake up and your account balance, your realized profit is like a big fat negative 700, and you're like, got some work to do just to get back at zero. Just not healthy. Fresh talks between Russia, Ukraine, and Russia today. We'll see. I think Russia is gonna really punish Ukraine. I think this is all just for optics to show that they're trying to talk, trying to negotiate. But Putin is now personally offended, I think, and he's gonna really punish Ukraine some more. It's going to get pretty ugly. I think that he had plenty of opportunities to stop this, and he hasn't. So it's not looking good. And also, I think the market wants to come down. I think a good time to, I think we're going to see a really significant pullback in the next few months. And then I think probably in the beginning of the fall, markets will start to rally. I do think markets will end the year up, but I think we're right now in a pullback, and it's going to keep happening. All right, guys, I'm gonna get some coffee. I got 2 minutes. I'm gonna run, get some coffee. I'll be right back to get the market open. All right, guys, made it back. 30 seconds. All right, what do you guys? You guys got any plans, trade plans for this today? Anybody looking? Anybody thinking bullish? That'd be interesting. All right, now we're open. I've got this 20 SMA here down here on the 5-minute, which I just marked out. I just want to see this level 72. I might be too early to put that trade on right there, but let's see what happens. You can see as price came up to this level, point of control came right in there. I mean, I think those are shorts. Right up to that, pretty close to that red line, 850, and you saw point of control come in right there. Like boom, like a bunch of orders came in. So we're looking at this again. My trade on this, my idea is that we're gonna start to come down. We can see bears starting to jump in on this thing. Now we're getting that pop up to the 20. What is that? The upper band. Oh, it's touching the upper band, pushing off. Moving up, moving on up. Popping through it, moving up a little bit more. I'm not buying it. And we can see here as price is making a move up out of that, touching the band. This red line is moved at this point, where the upper band is where we want it. So I'm gonna take that red line off. We're right up there at this level. It's pushing that band up a little bit. You can see it over here on the 1 hour. I can blow this up. Pushing right up against it. But look at Delta, guys. Delta's starting to come down. Put that there for a second. 24. Price is trying to move up. Delta wants nothing to do with it. I'm not touching a buy. I'm not touching along on this, although, it could pop up. I'm not saying it's not. And it's not going to be like I'm wrong and, it's just you got to know when your trades are setting up for you or not. Now we're getting this drop. 27. Oh man, this thing's got a good range on it today, huh? Got a couple levels down here. There, right here. And guys, I've got to sell way down here, but this is what I'm looking to pick up. Hmm. You could even maybe pick up that down to the 20 SMA. Sorry, I think I hit the microphone there. I don't know if you guys can hear Bloomberg talking about oil. Talking about the big move up on oil in the overnight. It's now recovered. I say it's basically just the opposite of what happened on the indices. A big move to the downside, then it recovered, but I think it wants to go down here. We still have this trend line that I'm watching here on the 5 minute. That 5 minute super bearish candle. I'm just being cautious. It's 13,800 level. Market's only been over 5 minutes, although I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting it up here. When I saw this delta starting to move down, I mean that was kind of one of my plans, I guess. I don't know. Oops. That would be my trade right there. 74 to 33. Or maybe 35. My stop would have to be up here like at 13.8. So it's like 25 point stop for about a 40 point gain. Thinking of a short squeeze on shorts on the algo. I like it. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I like that trade, but maybe. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, this is what I'm guessing is going to happen. I don't really know what's going to happen. Yeah, Maria, you're right. That short came in on Delta. I didn't take it. I wonder if anybody else took it. Moving up now. Shorts are getting squeezed out. I see what you mean. So this is an overnight volume profile. I've got that up on the 500 tick chart over here, which I look at occasionally. And what Find the Algo is saying is that the point of control is now down here, not near the value area low. And he's right. Usually when the point of control comes in near the value area low, or the value area high, which is up here, price tends to want to move away from that. So if I see point of control, if anyone sees point of control coming in down near the value area low, price will want to move away. And then the other way would be, if price, if point of control came in, and here's the value area high, point of control came in up here, price would want to move that way. Yeah, Find the Algo. I think you're right. I mean, I think that a lot of people jumped in on shorts last night. And I think probably the week is going to end down. I mean, I think if you held that all week, you'd probably be all right. But for intraday traders like us, that drawdown is too devastating. So you got to just take your scalps here. I mean, could you hold, if you shorted it down, could you hold a 300-point loss on a contract? I don't know, maybe. On a micro, maybe. Yeah, 300 points on a micro is what, $600? So that's not too bad. You see Delta moving lower here. So my target on this, if this trade triggers, has got to be the bottom of the band on that. So that's why I'm moving this up, just so I make sure that, I'm really looking at that 30 level. Anybody who knows how I trade, I like 30 levels. So for me, I think we would probably get that move down. I almost shorted it here, watching how Delta was making new lows, but I really want this 20 SMA to break on the 5-minute. A better place to short it would be up here at the top of the band on the 1-minute at 13,860, 850-ish level, even at value area high would be a better place to probably get it on it. But I kind of like to ride the wave as price is breaking. So now we're coming down to the 20 SMA here on the 5-minute. I like the 20 SMA on the 5. I like the bands on the 5-minute for intraday trading. It works well with my range, my take profits, all that stuff. So this would be one thing I'm not seeing. I really want to see Delta now as price begins to get through this 20 SMA. Delta to really drop here. It's starting to move there. So Delta, I mean, I can just see this kind of opening up here. So I don't want to close out of the trade. This 1-minute is really bearish. You've got this really strong candle on that. Do you want to get out at 50? Are we gonna say bounce at 50, or are we gonna try to hold this thing down? I'm not getting a lot of cooperation here from Delta on this trade. But I like the chart. I like how we broke that level. Oh, there's a little LVN here. I'm not seeing Delta moving down with it. I'm gonna get out there. 426. Oh, I needed to see Delta start really moving lower with it. So we'll just get out. Now Delta's moving. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I can always get back in. Bouncing off of the 50-ish level. Really want to see how this 5-minute closes. Nice LVN up here at 72. 75. It's right where we got in before, so I'm glad we took our profit. Price is moving down, but look at Delta. Oh, there goes Delta. Gonna make it all the way up to this level. This is obviously the band on the 500 volume. It's also the 20 SMA on the 5-minute. So you're kind of like, well, maybe I got in there on that. I'm gonna take that 16 points on that. So I didn't see Delta dropping like I wanted it to. Oops, that's not what I want. Scout. No reason to get out of this. I see Delta dropping. There we go. $1,300, and then this is just our target down there. 30 is my target on that. So could I have held this all the way down? 40 points. I don't know. Probably. I mean, I obviously could have held it down, but should I have? I don't know. I thought that was okay. Scalping that thing. So now I just need to watch it. This is that one, like my support level that I've been looking at. VWAP is down there. I think we talked about VWAP and pre-market as well. That maybe we want to get through this band. There might be a pocket here. You know, we're looking for those areas where price is going to move pretty cleanly through. And this was one of them, 20 SMA on the 5-minute down with Delta confirmation going bearish. So I don't know. What time is it? 8:48. Yeah, 8:48. I don't know. I like Bloom. What do you got? Do you guys watch anything? You guys watch Bloomberg or CNBC? I like to have it in the background. Although Jim Cramer yelling at me in the morning, not yelling at me, but hearing Jim Cramer just jaw on for hours. That guy, man, that guy's He's got so much power in the markets. I don't know about power, but he's got so much influence in markets. Let's see who he's talking about. Bloomberg is just talking about oil. Bloomberg is much more reasonable. Yen is up. Yen is up almost 0.5% for all you Forex traders. Anybody here trade Forex? So those two questions. Do you guys watch CNBC or Bloomberg? And does anybody here trade Forex? Bouncing off that bottom band, our target. Breaking through this trend line, I'd probably be thinking about closing out if I was still trying to hold a short. Pick off some of these levels. Too many lines, too many lines. Yeah, man, Forex is the pits. I don't know why I'm going on a negative Forex rant. I haven't traded Forex in years, but God, when I found futures, I was like, thank God. Futures just, I'm telling you, man, the level 2 data on futures, the data that you can get on futures for intraday trading is so much better than Forex. But it seems like the internet, if you're looking up like day trading stuff, the internet just seems inundated with people with Forex information. It looks like maybe a short here. There's also, the amount of money that you need to start trading Forex is, I think, appealing to a lot of people, that they don't have the $25,000 to do the PDT, avoid the PDT rule in equities. And futures just sounds, I think, too complicated or foreign, or not foreign, but too complicated. People haven't really heard of it. What is a futures contract? Are you trading contracts? That's weird. I don't know. I'm used to share size, and I tell people all the time, if you're getting into day trading, trade the micros on futures. Trade futures. That's the way to go. Micro contracts. If you're starting out, throw $2,500 into an account. Actually, you should trade sim for a long time before you actually start trading anything real, or you should do one of those evaluation accounts or evaluation companies. Like Lennon just said something about UProfit. I would recommend doing one of the combines from one of these companies. I've done them before, and it's just good practice. When you trade a sim, it's easy to throw on an order, throw on a trade, and then be like, well, whatever, it's a sim account, and let's just see what happens type attitude. But when you're doing something that has some rules, some parameters, and if you mess up, then there is going to be some financial pain to that. You're going to have to pay for a reset, or you're going to have, you're going to lose the money that you put up to actually do the evaluation. And I think you need some of that. And if it's, $100 reset, $100 in this game is not that much money once you start getting profitable. But and it's also better than blowing up $1,200 or $1,500 in a small account that you opened up. So I would recommend UProfit. I don't know anything about UProfit. I've never done UProfit. I know some other guys here may have done UProfit. I'm sure it's very similar to all the other ones out there. The only ones that are, so I think like Lilu, Apex, Lilu, Apex, probably UProfit, although I'm not sure, but I've briefly looked at it. Kind of all seem similar. The one outlier in these is Top Step, I think. Top Step has got more rules, a couple stages. You can, and I've never passed this Top Step evaluation. I think you go from like you're simulated to a performance to a live account, but then if you lose your live account, you can go back down to a performance account. I mean, there's a lot of little things going on with Top Step. And you've also got to use Trade-Evade. You don't have to use Trade-Evade, but you get discount on commissions if commissions aren't free on that. And I think they really push use Trade-Evade. It's 1310, 1310. So here's another thing, guys, I'm thinking about doing for the channel. I'm trying to figure out ways that I can grow the channel and get better content. You know, I like the live streams, and that's fine. But I think a lot of people, and I think somebody just said it, Tom just said it, you know, futures trading, I think, to people is futures trading to people, right? You say the word futures to people, and they're like, "What is a futures contract?" A lot of people don't know, you know, what that is, or how it works, or what you're actually trading. And I was going to do like a series of videos for people, just like basics, like the basics. So it could be like a crash course in my trading style, like what I do, how to trade, how to get started. Because I remember when I first started trading, I had no idea. Like people had charts up and they were talking about stuff that I didn't know at all. Like how do you even get to this point right here with the bars moving around, you know, data? How do you get market data? You know, how do you get this set up like this? Um, and I thought about just doing something so if somebody jumps on, some people are interested in day trading and they see, you know, this live stream and they see some of the videos, they can just go and do a, you know, like a 7 video series intro into like how to get to this point and like what is a strategy, you know, what are strategies, what are moving average, you know, just the basics. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there, but just to make it really like custom for this channel, you know, just like a primer for people who wanna start joining the live stream and everything. And I think, you know, for futures, it's cool because you can do one of these evaluation accounts. You get the, you know, do a $25,000 account, trade micros on it. You know, you get the data, you get data, you get a NinjaTrader license. It'll just get your foot in the door for, you know, $75 or whatever it is. So I think it's a cool way to get started, relatively low risk. I think I'm going to work on that the next few weeks, and I've got my spring break coming. My kids have their spring break coming up, the third week of March, the last week of March. Sorry, last week of March. So I might work on those the next few weeks, and then throw those up and just have those post over my spring break. Because I'm going to be out of the country, and I won't be doing any live streaming for that. But that's the last week of March, March 28th to April 4th, I think. All right, guys. So we've got point of control coming in down here as I'm chit-chatting. Point of control coming in down here. We see Delta. Delta's not making a new low. Delta's not making a new low. It might do a little bear trap and then pop up. We've got a big LVN going on here, though, which is providing a ton of resistance. LVN, low volume node. No, there goes Delta. Delta's pushing lower. We want to see what happens with Delta as we start to break session lows here. We want to see if Delta starts to come through on that and also make new lows to confirm the bearish move to the downside. Or is Delta going to make a higher low and we trap some bears down here at 13,700 and have price then again move up to this area? Look at Delta. Delta popping, boy. Popping. Hitting the bottom of the 1 minute band though. Short-term resistance. Are we going to start screeching? Oh, I think VWAP is down here. Here's VWAP. So that was the other level we marked out pre-market. This was the other pocket, which we thought might come through down to VWAP. Now is VWAP going to break? I don't know. VWAP might break for a second. Delta's at lows. Is this thing going to start screeching down? It's got room down to 50, I think. So I marked out this level, which is the 20 SMA on the 1 hour. We're down through lower time frame areas of support. And so now I'm looking at higher time frames of where it may want to come down to next. 50? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Do you want to get chopped up with VWAP? Yeah, thanks, Victor. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think I like to do that. It's also like in the afternoons, you get done trading. One of the reasons I did this YouTube channel is you get done trading in the afternoon and you're like, all right, now what? And sometimes you get yourself into trouble. And now we're breaking through that level. Sometimes you get yourself into trouble because you start trading more and you really shouldn't, over trade. Because you're like, well, I'm not doing anything else. I'm a trader. I should be working. And let me just look at the charts and see what's going on. So I'd probably be closing out. If I would have taken that pop, trying to get that pop down to 50, I'd probably be closing out here because that's too much delta. I'm also trading my P&L a little bit, $1,300. I'm cool with that. Yeah, Victor, pre-market analysis is one of my better strengths. One thing I need to work on is trade executions, getting in at good prices. I've been working on that. I think it's got room down here, 54. It just looks a little tight, and I don't see Delta making new lows, but maybe it's going to come down on that. Yeah, pre-market analysis is all technical analysis. And I used to trade Forex, and so a lot of the free Forex courses focus on technical analysis. And unfortunately, indicators for me are pretty much shit. I wouldn't rely on indicators like MACD and RSI. I've got Williams percent up here, and I should really take that off. I don't ever use it. I throw it up there sometimes to try to find... I find it more reliable than RSI. But I don't really use it. It's failed me enough times for me to take it off. Yeah, a lot of the Forex courses you see free online focus on technical analysis, and part of that is because, well, I don't know why. Technical analysis is really a really good thing to know. So fundamentals, knowing the news, knowing what is behind price being driven, or price, movements, knowing what's, actually moving the price is good to know, like the news or, macroeconomic developments. But technical analysis is really where you're going to make your money. I don't like the RSI. I don't like the RSI on futures. I don't like it on anything. I just don't trust it. I mean, it's not that I don't trust it. I'm sure it's showing overbought and oversold areas. I'd use the Williams percent range, which is a leading overbought, oversold indicator, although RSI is a lagging indicator. So I like the Williams percent. Like if I see like a move like this and I'm like, man, it's looking so bearish, I want to get in, I'm not finding a good entry, I would sometimes look at that Williams percent to become overbought and then look for some bearish price action And I used to do that. That was a strategy I've talked about before. I used to use in the overnight session on that. I would wait for the Tokyo market to open, and I would look for a big push right on the open, like in the first few minutes, and to see where the Tokyo market wanted to go for that session. And then I would wait for Williams percent to go the opposite way, to find an overbought and an oversold condition, and get in on that. And it worked like half the time. But again, I talked about it. It stinks going to bed in the red. That rhymed. Going to bed in the red, and then waking up the next day, having to just fight your way back to zero. This looks like a short coming back up to VWAP, but Delta's not coming through on it, so I'm cautious of it. You can see Delta making a lower high. A higher low and a higher high. This LVN, though, looks really tempting. Price is coming up. We have VWAP. This LVN, this looked really tempting for a short, but again, Delta is in a bullish structure on that, so I'm just sitting on my hands. I look for divergence. Yeah, I look for Delta divergence, particularly if we're coming into, that's what happened on the open. We had Delta divergence. And I think Maria pointed that out. Up here, this was the open. Here's pre-market. Price is moving up, and we can see Delta's moving up with it in an uptrend. The market opens right here. Market opened right here at 8:30. And then we can see, where was it? Is it here? Price started to go up. Anyways, I guess we didn't have quite the divergence that I was thinking we had now that I'm looking at this. But, price continued to try to grind up, but we saw Delta moving lower. Then that would be that divergence coming into an area of resistance. That's kind of what I'm looking at. If somebody asked me what's my trading strategy, and I really need to do a video on my kind of over a couple strategies that I use, but one of them's that, just marking out support and resistance levels, using technical analysis, and then watching price action as we come into those levels. And it's so simple. It's nothing fancy. It's just basic trading, and then we look at level 2 data. Let's look at the orders that are actually coming through, which is what cumulative delta is down here. Let's look at orders when we come up to these levels. And we see a bunch of aggressive selling coming in at that level that's up here. That's looking like a short. And then we see a trend line break here. Okay, looks like we're going bearish and taking that trade. Particularly this morning we have such negative fundamental news coming in. This looks like it's pushing up. See, again, I didn't take that short because Delta's not coming through on it. Now we're getting a pop. This looks like it may want to come up a little bit further. I don't know. Delta's moving higher. I don't know, guys. That might be it for me today. What time is it? 9:06. I think I'm going to get started on some of these videos that I was talking about. Maybe work on that for a little bit. Some of those more educational videos. Yeah, Lennon, I actually, I think somebody asked, sorry, Lennon, I didn't answer your questions up here, kind of chit-chatty. After you passed, so here's the thing, Lennon, and this is what a lot of people, the evaluation companies make you think you're getting with a real prop firm, and a lot of them it is not. It's still a simulated account. However, they do pay out, and what they do is they use the money that they're getting from new clients, new people just signing up for the evaluations to do the payouts for the people that are profiting in their funded quote unquote funded accounts. So it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme, unfortunately. But I don't blame them. Trading is super risky, and God knows, I've had 5 or 6 maybe more than that, 6 or 7 funded accounts, and I've blown up every single one of them except I've got a couple now. I've got one with Apex and one with One Up, and holding on to them is tough. The rules are hard for these things for a reason. I've heard other people describe them as carnival rides or carnival games. They're designed so that you fail. You got to get really good at not only trading, but the psychological aspect. So yeah, you get to keep profits after you pass it. You get to keep profits, and each one has different profit sharing schemes. Most of them are, I think you get like 100% of the first 5 to 8,000 that you make, and then it's like an 80-20 split. 80% goes to the trader and 20% goes to the company of what you make. And like with Lilu, when you read the fine print in the contract, it says, you're going to start out in a sim, but we may move you over to a live account if your performance warrants it. So some of them may do that. I wouldn't, just, dismiss that maybe at some point, if you've been with them for 4 months, they move you over to a live account. But futures trading is so risky. It's like a short coming in at 74. Just see this LVN that's here on the 1 minute. You can see that bearish candle. We touched the LVN, pop through VWAP, no follow through, bearish candle. Maybe it's going to roll down to 61, but look at Delta. Delta's too strong for me to take a short right now. I just don't see the trade for me. Delta's too strong. Positive Delta. I probably won't take another trade today, guys. It's probably going to be. But I will say, Lennon, is that they're just good. Like I said it before, they're good practice. There's some financial pain if you mess up, which is good. You should have that pain. You should feel that pain. Trading a sim, it's too easy for me just to throw. I'm just going to throw a buy here or a short here and just see what happens. And if I get stopped out, no big deal. But then if I make $5,000, it's going to be confirming to me that I'm a great trader and I'm ready to throw 10 grand into a trading account, which is not true. And then if you break one of the rules in the evaluations, you lose your account and you got to pay whatever to get back in. So there needs to be some financial pain, and a couple $100 isn't that big of a deal. Never trade with money that you cannot afford to lose, particularly when you're first starting. So now we got point of control coming in down here. I think we may come down to this 13,630 level. Probably down to 35, I would think. I'm not going to take a short here, though. I've got a funded account, and I also trade a personal account. I've got a 50K account that I trade sometimes. I also have a personal account that I trade too. The one cool thing is, that's not a cool thing. It's nothing really. I don't really explain my strategy. I need to do a video. Like I kind of talk through my strategy, but and I've got a few strategies depending on market conditions. So now we're hitting the 20 SMA here on the hourly, and I kind of pull all those strategies together to trade. But I think I've got a basic one, which is, like I said before, just basic support and resistance and watching order flow around those levels and trying to find pockets where price may want to quickly move through. Support and resistance, yeah, I think support and resistance is the way to go. And we can see here how price has made a new low, but Delta has not made a new low. I'm not going to buy it here because I'm not bullish on it, but I'm cautious of shorting it, particularly because we're at a support level, the 20 SMA on the 1 hour. So I thought maybe take a short down to 35 and might get that pop. Harmonic, yeah, I've heard of harmonic patterns. I've heard of it all. I've searched for, there we hit that 35. I've searched, when I first started trading, I searched for every golden strategy that might be out there. It's like there must be one strategy that makes money. And guess what? There's not. There's not one strategy that makes money. the thing that you want to do is have really good risk management. Have really, really good risk management. Be able to take the one thing that I've learned in the last 2 years of trading futures, learn to take a loss. Take a loss. Take a red day and be okay with it and make those losses small. You know, I've had knock on wood, I've had a relatively good run these last few months, but there's going to become a time when market conditions change, or I just have mental blips, and I have a red day, and I need to be able to handle that and take a red day. Be okay with it. If I lost $1,500 in a day, don't try to make that back. Just walk away. Come back the next day. It's going to take you a few days to probably make that back, but you're going to be okay. Worst thing you can do is revenge trade. And 1K is enough. Yeah, you could probably start with 1K just to start trading it. You got to trade the micros on it, and you're going to need $100 to trade a Nasdaq micro contract. But I would think you're probably going to lose that 1,000. So make sure that you're okay losing it. If you've never traded, this is your first foray into trading, you're probably going to lose that. So make sure that you're cool with losing it. You could also take that 1,000, put it aside for just doing some of these evaluation accounts. One thing I did was I gave myself a budget for the evaluation accounts. So I was like, well, you can only do one a month, right? You can do one a month, and you can do one reset a month. And so I put whatever that money was away. And so I knew that if I blew the evaluation, and then I also did the reset, and I blew the reset, I would have to sim trade for 2 or 3 weeks until I allowed myself to then sign up again. So my thing would be take that $1,000, put it aside for evaluation accounts, and try to get a funded account just to begin with. And then once you have traded for a long time and you're really getting consistent, or let's say you take a nice withdrawal from your funded account, and then you could put that maybe over into your live account. But every new trader, including myself, thinks that they're gonna open their account and they're going to grow this small account into $5,000, and that 5,000 is going to become 10. And the truth is, you'll probably blow that account. It just, trading is really difficult. And a lot of it is mental mistakes, at least from my end. I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit, but every time I take a bad loss, it's because I got a mental fuck up, and I just don't close out. My biggest thing is I won't close out. I'll take a short, and I think we're going to a level, and then before I know it, price has moved 40 or 50 points against me on 2 contracts, and it's just devastating. So automated trading, good luck. I don't know. If there was a robot that could make a lot of money on these things on the market, everybody would just buy that robot. Everybody. People ask me that. People that I tell that I trade, they're like, "Couldn't?" I remember some guy told me that. Some guy told me, I was like, "Couldn't a robot just do that?" And I was like, "No." No. If a robot could do that, somebody would just be having their robot go. All right, we're getting through this 20 SMA pretty cleanly. Maybe the Delta's not coming along with it. It's difficult for me to trade this. Yeah, people who sell stuff are scammers, that's for sure. So I will say that if people sold a course, like I'm thinking about doing these educational videos, it's a lot of time you put into doing them. And I think that some people want to, get compensated for their time, which I don't disagree with. But I think if a lot of these people who are out there, like, I've got this one magical strategy that's super simple, so easy, and that's a massive red flag for me. Crude is all in the news. Well, here was all our trades up here in this area. Look how far prices come down on those shorts. If I'm just looking at this volume profile, this would have been a good area to get in. VWAP, taking that short back down. But I'm okay with those trades up there. That was kind of our trading plan coming in, and I think it's got some more room to the downside here. If I was looking for Delta's just not coming along, so it's hesitant on it. I did some robot when I traded Forex. I did try to do some robots, some algo trading. And I developed a few. A lot of them were based on like moving average crossovers and stuff like that. Which I never really saw any profit. I think it's also the time of day when you trade is really important. So keep that in mind. Like certain market patterns or market movements work. Certain market movements work at certain times of day. So if you had like an algo running, maybe like the first a certain time when you saw setups happening, I think that would be good. But if you had it running 24/7, I think it would fail you more than it would work. Time of day is really important when you trade. I usually don't trade past 10:30 a.m., really past 10, because the European markets close at 10:30. Market conditions start to shift a little bit. I like that first hour, 8:30 to 9:30, when you really see nice clean price movements and you see Delta working really well for you. So we've got this downtrend line over here on the 1 minute, which we've drawn out. Price is coming right up to that. Again, Delta's not moving lower. As price is moving lower, Delta is not moving lower. So it's not a short down here for me. Yeah, I think it would be hard for me to automate this. I don't think I particularly want to either. All right, guys, coffee break, and then I'm gonna come back and take one more look, and that might be it. So give me 2 minutes to get some coffee, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Point of control is now coming down here again. It looks bearish showing the candles, doesn't it, guys? I mean, look at that 5 minute right there. It really seems like it's just gonna crack through, get down to 13.65. Maybe you could take it. I just don't see Delta coming through on for me, guys. I need that. I need to confirm my trade, even though it's moving lower. Man, this would have been a nice candle to get in on, huh? Right here. Coming to this LVN, bearish candle. Before I know it, it's going to be down here touching my blue box. Sounds funny, touching my blue box. It's going to get down to 50. 13,550. All right, guys. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on some videos this afternoon, like more educational stuff. So let me go into my, I can't remember what my channel email is, although it gets forwarded to my personal email. So I get the emails. I need to, your channel, I'm going to look up. Oh, here we go. All right. So I'm going to do some videos, some educational videos. Shoot me an email if you guys have any ideas on what you'd like to see me try to put out. And here's my email. nqdaytrading@gmail.com. So if there's something that you guys would like me to put out or work on, I'm going to come up with like a curriculum type thing. Yeah, I'm in the States. Like a curriculum type thing. And I'll try to do maybe like 7 to 10 videos, something like that. And like start from like the very basics. Like, you have no idea what day trading is. You have no idea how to trade. Nothing. You want to come in. You don't know how to get these charts up. You don't know how to get data. You don't know what a broker is. You don't know what futures are. You don't know what options are. You don't know where to start. Like total basic. And then we'll just kind of build up from there, going towards like a funnel, like towards futures trading. I'm watching this thing. It's going to hit some support down here and come up at some, I think it's probably going to come down to 50, maybe. I don't know, but you can just see Delta here not moving lower on it. I can't find I can't find a trade on it. I would like to see Delta in a bearish structure with price, and then you just get it on. I mean, look at price, how it's moving lower nicely, nice downtrend. But look at Delta. Delta is not doing that. Yeah, Eddie, I get that. The one thing I say was one thing I'll say is when I wanted to get into day trading, it was really difficult for me to find just basic like information. Like, how do you just get your foot in the door? Like, how do you get started with it? Everybody kind of jumped those intro steps, including myself. Like, just jumping into these charts. I mean, what is this stuff up here? Like, we can go into volume profile, we can go into cumulative delta, and people ask me about that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like I want to. I would like a nice packaged playlist, kind of where I can just, when people are asking me questions, I can be like, hey, look, go check out this playlist that I put together of videos. This is probably gonna answer all your questions and get you to where you need to be. Just kind of like a you know, just a little mini course. And again, like I said, you know, I'm usually done trading by 9:30 or 10. So what else am I gonna do with the rest of my day, to be honest? It'll keep me away from the charts and taking trades that I shouldn't be in. Yeah, so shoot me an email, guys. Shoot me an email so that I can kind of take a look at it. Again, here's my email. I like it, Eddie. I used to be, I was a teacher for a little bit right out of college. I taught for a little bit, and then I put together like some curriculum and stuff. And I like education. I like educational things. So I think that's one of the reasons why I like to do these videos. I like to connect with other people, answer people's questions, and I like the process of it. Yeah, I trade full time. I've got another job. That's a business that I started. I'm kind of more entrepreneurial. This is kind of part of that. One of the things I like to do with trading is start to really make some nice income from it and move more into entrepreneurship and stuff. So we're getting this drop here. I'm thinking it's just going to come down to 50. I mean, it's so open down there. It's going to be at 50 before I know it. I'm going to blink and it's going to be at 50. See, I was about to jump in there, trying to take that scalp to 50. Now, like I'd be down 30 points on 2 contracts. There's this LVN coming in right here, up at 13,600. Mm. So when the bands open up, so the bands are made up of a 20 period SMA. That's the middle one here, and it's really just gauging. The bands kind of gauge volatility. Um, And as the bands open up and widen, we're looking at more volatility. So when I say that the bands open up to the downside, like over here on the 5 minute, if you can see it, we can see the band is actually opened up all the way down to 50 here now. So that would be, if it started making a move to the downside, this would be how much range it would have on it. So that's just what I look at. These are standard deviations. The upper and lower band are standard deviations on the 20 SMA, which is in the middle. You can change this by coming in here and changing the period. So if you want to do a 14 period, which is basically just a 14, sorry, it is a 14 simple moving average, or a 50 50 SMA, you would just change this number. And then the number of standard deviations is up here too, which are the upper and lower bands. So Bollinger Bands, there's a ton of information on the internet about Bollinger Bands. I would do just a quick brief overview of that, but if you really want to dive into Bollingers, you could. I don't use Bollingers on anything else except for the Nasdaq, and it's just because I put them up here one day and I was like, holy shit, they're working. Like I can for me, I could see price reacting to them. Like right now, I like how we're up here. This looks like possibly short at 88, or we break this band here on the 1 minute, then I think we might move up to 28. And for me, it's just a good profit area, take profit areas or support and resistance areas. So what I would have liked to have seen is the 1 minute Bollinger Band here also opened up to the downside to confirm that there might be a short-term move available down to the 50 level. But I see the Bollinger on the 1 minute here at 75. We can see how we pinned through that here. So I'm just kind of staying out. And Delta's not moving lower. Delta's ranging at this point. So you can see Delta moving up now. It looks like we're probably going to break this level here. And I suspect it's probably going to make a move. If you wanted to take a long on it, your exit would be this LVN and the upper band here. It looks like it may want to move into that. Delta's moving higher. Delta's now ranging as price is moving down. That delta divergence, so it's just best to stay out of it. That's just to sit on my hands of this. And Delta's not super negative. I mean, we're negative 1.5% on the day, but Delta's only negative. Now we're positive Delta. So it's not the super strong move to the downside that I thought we were going to see, even though it's down 1.5%. Sometimes you would see Delta like negative 2,500 or something at this point. Thank you to everybody who subscribed over the weekend. If you're joining us, I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. We're now at 855 subscribers, which I know sounds very small compared to all the other channels. What I can say is that these are all 100% organic subscribers. None of these people I personally know. I have not told anybody about this channel. So I just literally created this channel one day. I put a video up, and I remember my first subscriber, somebody actually subscribed to me, which was, I thought, incredible that someone would subscribe. And then I got 2 subscribers, and then one day I got 6 subscribers. And it has been a slow process, but it's 100% genuine, 100% organic. So I appreciate it. I know some people, you can go out there and buy subscribers. Some people do that on channels. I've actually seen people admit to buying subscribers because they're afraid that people will come to their channel and see it so low that they won't want to subscribe to it. So I'm not going to do that, though. Just see what happens here. Now getting this little move to the upside. We see Delta coming up higher. It's 9:30. Another thing you got to do when I talk about time during markets, the Europeans markets close at 10:30. So sometimes what you'll see, particularly on days where we have a strong trend one way, around 10 o'clock, we'll see an opposite move, and that's because European markets are closing their positions, and New York may just follow that as well. And then New York goes to lunch at 11 typically, and you'll see that initial aggressive move in the first hour of the open is starting to fade a little bit. So that's might be what we're seeing here. Delta's making new highs on the session. No, not on the session, but it's positive. So I got this move down. We break lows. Are we going to hit 50? Well, I'm turning off CNBC. You know when Jim Cramer goes home, it's time to stop trading. I always talk about Jim Cramer. He's just a funny guy. Croc site. What was that? What was that, Tom? Croc site. I don't know what that is. Got closed by the SEC? Like a trading room got closed by the SEC? That's my volume profile set up, Brandon. I'll show you. This is a regular trading hours volume profile. You can see that sessions. So you just put in sessions, then you would come in here and choose CME US Index Futures RTH, regular trading hours. So it starts calculating when the session opens. And yeah, you're welcome to copy any of that. I've also got a video that's got all my chart templates and everything, a link to that. So if you go back and look at my older videos, it's not too old. I think it was just a couple months old. There's one where it's like my workspace and chart setup or something like that. And then in the description of that video, there's a link to a a zip folder that's got my templates and my workspace all saved in there. So if you want this on your screen, you can go check out that video and get that for free, 100% for free. If you can read through this mess and you want it, you can also take off any indicators that are too, messy. Maybe you don't like the Bollingers. I thought about taking off the Bollingers, but I kind of like them. I thought about trading I thought about trading only with Delta and a naked chart, and I may actually do that. But I do like the Bollingers. I don't know. The volume profile I like. For the volume profile, I like seeing low volume areas pop up for support and resistance. LVNs for me. I like seeing those. These are key levels for me. And I like seeing value area high, value area low. Like right here, I can see that we don't have a outlying area here yet on the profile, and I think it's going to want to create one. I think we're going to want to move down to 50 before coming back up. But I'm just not taking a short because Delta is ranging while price is moving down. So a rig site. What was the name of the site? I'm just curious. Was it really called Croc site? Is that what it is? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just don't know how to read that. What's my opinion of the MACD indicator? I don't know. Nothing. I mean, I wouldn't use a MACD indicator. I mean, it's a momentum oscillator. I would just be wary of any indicators. This is I like this because it isn't really like a mathematical indicator. This is time and sales data coming through the cumulative delta. So it's a level 2. I mean, it's market data. And I use the ATR just to gauge volatility. So if this, I've said this before, if this is like around 50 or 60, I'm probably going to size down. It means I should have maybe even sized down today. There's a lot of volatility going on in the market. Yeah, I think David, you're right. I think we're in a bear market. The only thing that I'm a little bit excited for the bear market is that I've said it before. I closed out of I've got a equities portfolio. I closed out of everything back in November, and I'm just sitting on it, waiting to jump back into the market. The market was just too overextended. It's too overextended. It's got to come down. Let me look at a weekly. I mean, look at this thing. So I got out in November. I got out up here somewhere, right before Christmas, right before the holidays, probably around here. I think actually on this candle, on this weekly candle, somewhere around here I got out. I got flat, and now we've got this big pullback. Probably going to jump back into things in August, September. I'm going to start looking at buying some stuff in a portfolio. Building that back up, holding it for a few months. But right now, I think we're coming down. The name is Pure Tick. I'll look at it. I'm just interested in some of this trading stuff, what people do. What's out there? So I think we may break this low and we may come down and test that 50 level. We can see, this is 2. This down to 51 maybe. No. See what that 1 minute wants to do there. If that 1 minute pins through the bottom band again, then I don't think it's going to want to come down all, but I do think it's going to want to come and stretch out this volume profile a bit. Yeah, give me, Brandon, let me, I'll link that video in a sec. I'm just watching this price action here. Remind me in like 2 minutes if I haven't posted the link. Or you can shoot me an email and I'll email it to you, no problem. I'm thinking about taking a short, but I can't bring myself to do it. Just can't bring myself to take a short here, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have it in me to take a $500 loss right now. Okay, let me look at that chart video. Where's that thing? This thing's gonna grind down to 50. My works, here it is. Let's see. Get shareable link. Okay, and then I will come over here and post it in this thing. There you go. You go to that YouTube video. I just explained. You can download that zip folder, and then I just walk through how you can install those templates and stuff. Yeah, you know, one thing what I can do is come over here and look at, one thing you want to do is come down here. I adjusted some of this stuff to make it easier to read. And I can't remember exactly what I did, but you could download that file and peek around. Some of the stuff, I don't think I did no, that's, let's see here. Point of control. There's the point of control, value area percent. Make sure the value area percent is at 68%. I think the default in this might be profile width. I remember I changed that, 40 and 20. Profile width at 40, opacity at 20. Value area needs to be at 68%. That's like a fib number. I don't know. This one, cornflower blue. One. I think that's all I really did. Well, I'm glad I didn't try to take that short down to 50. I would have just been a really quick scalp because I would have had to endure a 25-point drawdown. Anybody in a current trade? See price breaking this and moving back up here. Yeah, no problem, Brandon. I don't mind. If you ever want anything, just shoot me an email. I try to reply. It may take me a day or two, but I try to reply relatively quickly. I've now got the email being forwarded to my personal. So if you had sent me an email before and it took me a few days to reply, it's just because I didn't see it. I didn't check that email. I didn't think anybody would actually email me. So I've now got it forwarded to my personal email, so I'll see it when it comes through. We came down, hit that 50 level. But if I would have gone in here, I think I was trying to get 10 points out of it. So if let's say I actually got in at 61, let's just say that, to get out at 51, I would have had to endure, a 25-point drawdown, which is not cool. I would have got stopped out right here at 76 probably. So we can now see Delta finally making a new low on Delta. But we're down here near this support area. See the 4-hour. I think that if it got through this, if it got through 13,525 level, then it would probably open up all the way down here. Why'd they get shut down? Why did Pure Tick get shut down? What were they doing? So Lennon, sorry, I'm just going back over some of these comments. What do you do when ATR is high or low? So I'll increase my size, increase or decrease my size. If ATR is like above 45 or 50, I mean, we're right there. I should probably think about decreasing my size. That means the range is really wide and price is going to move around more. If it's really low, then I know that the range is small, and I probably just want to keep 2 contracts or maybe even up it to 3. The moves will be smaller. Higher ATR moves going to be bigger, which means I'm going to have to my stop wider. And my take profits will probably be a little bit wider, so I'm able to size down. And if it's small, then again I would probably consider sizing up. Some people use ATRs also, like on daily charts, to find take profit levels. Or if maybe it's overextended. Like right now we can see, Nasdaq is down 1.7%. It's probably not going to go past 2%. 2% is probably going to be its max. So if we were at 2%, I would probably be thinking that our big bearish move's done. $9.50. I might give it 10 more minutes here. Let's go 10 more minutes. We've got this. What I can show you, what I put out here on the 4-hour. Is we got the bottom of the band here on the 4-hour down here at 13,000. I don't know what this level's. I'll take some of these off just to clean this up a little bit. These again levels are valid until they're not anymore. So let's take those off just to clean it up. So the bottom of the band here is at 13,453 on the 4-hour. That's also the bottom of the band on the 1-hour over here down at this level for 13,460 something. So, if we got through this support area, which we have down in the blue box, I think that might be another big area that price would want to move through. But as I was just talking about, the Nasdaq's already down, 1 3/4%. Does it have enough gas to get through all this today? Maybe. But Delta's not coming along at all with it. See here, Delta's flat. We've come down to that support area there, making its move up. We hit the 50 level, and now we're coming up. So look like a buy above 90 to 05. So that's how you can kind of use those bands down there too. So we need to get through this level, 13,520, and then there's probably about 40 points there to pick up to the downside if we can get through the support. But right now, the way the Delta's going, I don't think Delta's higher. This looks like it's going to want to come up here now. Chair's so squeaky. Can you guys hear my chair squeaking around? I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to sign off on this one. I see Delta making new highs. Even if price comes down and we break this low, I'm not sold that it's going to really drop. aggressively enough for me at this point. I think it may come down and find some support down here and then make another move up. So I'm gonna sign off, guys. I appreciate you, everybody, tuning in. Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on that kind of little curriculum for that mini course I was talking about today, and maybe I can share it with you tomorrow, and you guys can give me some feedback on it. If there's anything I should add or take out or anything like that. Looks like we're moving down here. Let's see if we get through this bottom level. I always do this. I'm always like, oh, I'm going to sign off. And then I see price doing something and I get interested again. But I'm really going to sign off. 13.10 on the day. 13.10 on the day. That's pretty good. Yeah, so I'm going to work on that today and I'll share it with you guys tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time to do some more live streaming. We do our pre-market analysis, which I think is probably the most important out of all of it. And mark out key levels and try to come up with a little bit of a trading plan, and then try to take some live trades, try to capitalize on it. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, my name's Chris, everybody. If you guys want to call me by my name, welcome to Chris. Maybe I should change this channel to futures day trading with Chris or something. I don't know. But I appreciate you tuning in. Best of luck. If you're still trading today, best of luck. And I will be back tomorrow. Every time I'm about ready to sign off, I'm like, look at that candle. Look at this candle in the 5-minute. We're right down at the support level, though. And Delta's not coming along with me. I'm walking away. All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back. Stream and Shout says, wait, what am I waiting for? What happened? It will break the 50 level. Yeah, it might. But again, man, the way that I trade is I need Delta confirmation. Delta is not in a bearish structure. Delta is flat. This is too choppy for me. I think we may break that level, come back up 30 points, come back down. And it's just not in the mix for me. I've been trading this thing long enough to know that this thing can really crush your soul in a matter of seconds. You got to be careful with it. So I'm going to take off. Hey, Vernon, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Hey, Vernon, I watched your videos over the weekend, man. Awesome job. I'm glad to see you're back in a new evaluation and back on the horse. And I love watching your videos. They're so soothing to me. I don't know why. The music and your charts are so clean, and price like breaks to take profit. And it's like, so nice. If you guys haven't checked out Vernon, I would definitely say check out some of his trading videos. You can just have them. They're short. He does a really nice, clean job with them. So I like them. All right, guys, I'm taking off, and I'll keep watching it. Yeah, I always keep watching it, but I'm going to work on some of that curriculum, and I'll share it with you tomorrow. All right, guys, take it easy. I'll be back 8:10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. See you guys. Thanks.